Well, meanwhile, as Senate Democrats put final touches on their climate legislation, Senate Republicans are busy sharpening their message. Last week, Republicans got a boost when Treasury Department responded to a Competitive Enterprise Institute request. Treasury released an unredacted version of a cost estimate for a cap-and-trade plan supported by the Obama White House. CEI says that auction-only plan might cost taxpayers as much as $300 billion a year. It's a lot higher than an earlier estimate of $200 billion. Both the House and the Senate bills are expected to use carbon offsets and not just allowances, and to phase in auctions, all to keep the costs down. But Republicans do have some talking points. They want transparency and not just a placeholder bill. Clean Sky's Dan Goldstein was just at a briefing by Republican Senate staffers on the climate bill today. So Dan, this $300 billion number, we're going to be hearing that again?
Right, and Susan, you're probably going to hear a lot of numbers exactly that. Republicans are very concerned about what they see as, like you said and like Tyler said, a placeholder language that's very vague and is subject to negotiation. They want the specifics. They want the entire bill out, no placeholders at it will. They want the language so that they can look at it and vote on it. And obviously they want to do that so they can clearly have their view, and as they would like to put it, pick it apart. But it is a very big concern for them. And one of the things that they were very specific, and as Tyler alluded to, they are very, very concerned about how the allowances are not set in stone yet, and they're very concerned about how that's going to work out. One of the things that they're worried about is that with these allowances as being as fluid as they are and not in the placeholder as it is, or in the final version, they're very concerned that basically the industry is going to be fighting over these, quote, permission slips to pollute, and not being very concerned about the bill, basically fighting over deck chairs on the Titanic and basically splitting opposition. Obviously, that's what the Democrats would like to see, is having their opponents divided and negotiating their own individual deals. But Republicans are also worried about what they call more 3 a.m. announcements, where the manager's amendment on the House side came down at 3 o'clock in the morning and did not give them a chance to look at the bill entirely. What they want is a negotiating period, or at least a period where they can look at the entire bill, examine it, perhaps have the EPA do some analysis of the bill. They think, though, that the plan, at least on the Democrat side, and this is what the Republicans are telling us, they think that Democrats, no matter what, will get a bill out of the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee. And I talked with Senator James Inhofe, who's the ranking member of that committee, and he believes that Democrats will be able to get at least a vote for the Boxer-Kerry bill out of committee, something for President Obama clearly to go to Copenhagen with, as something he can hang his hat on and not just have the House bill and there's no action in the Senate. But the key thing is what happens after that Senate panel vote, and they still think that, according to their words, getting to 60 votes is going to be very dim. And as we said, we already know that about 800 pages are out. The question is of allowances. There's also some other questions that Republicans have too. They want to know whether the Boxer-Kerry bill preempts the Clean Air Act as it does under Waxman-Markey. They also want to know basically whether the price collars are the same that we've been talking about, whether there's a $28 cap in carbon and a $12 floor. So they're very concerned about some of these placeholder items and whether they're going to be subject to negotiation. But bottom line, as the Republicans told me, we can't stop this.
Right. Okay. A lot more questions than answers right now. Dan Goldstein, thank you.